So with Bt-16 around the corner, I figured it'd be time to start up the 16 videos to get you ready and hype. I know Nationals is right around the corner, and we should do a National related video, right? Nah, I'm saying screw it because I'm not going. So let's get into the video, shall we? So let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the red cards. First, we're going to say Gamon. Gamon has some decent cards you need to pick up if you want to play birds. Birds definitely need Saberdramon in your list because Saberdramon helps your deck out immensely and gives you the powerhouse you need to be. Both Akihiko and Christie are both very powerful tamers that you do need to be able to combo off because Phoenixmon relies on your tamer so heavily. Decks kind of splash in Omni and Wargreymon as a tech card. Some lists actually tech on Geogray to be able to grab your Christies and your Akihikos and Soras as options. Biomons you definitely want. This Biomon's on play. You know, return one Christie to go into Garudamon. So Garudamon basically is just so you can warp up. You know, Biomon Searcher. There's a lot of potential and a lot of different things you can do with it. Phoenixmon is just Phoenixmon. Not top tier deck, sadly, it needs more support, but the birds and, you know, fishy decks kind of just fall in that kind of weird category. Now, let's get into Crossheart. Crossheart got one new card in the Shoutmon ×2. It does not count as a Crossheart piece itself, so it's not as searchable. It becomes a little bit of a problem, but if it has Crossheart on it, basically you're picking it up from ×7 to ×5 to ×3 to ×4. You know, Zenjiro, Taiki, Akari, and then Taiki, Kiriha, and Nene. You're gonna want these cards. They're gonna be vital for your strategy and very important. You know, if you're playing the deck, you're gonna want the Shoutmon, Sparrow, Star, Ballista, and Darulomon as all your options because they are what Jagras anyway, and you need Ballista and Shoutmon to go into ×2. So it's not a bad card for its on play. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. If you're Digicrossing with two, that Digimon can't unsuspend until your next opponent's next unsuspend phase. And then by deleting this Digimon, gain a memory. You know, it has potential. It's got Digicross 1. You know, becomes in for a 3 cost. It's not terrible. Material Save 2. It has potential. The list is just what it's going to do. You want your anything that's related to Zeke, to Omnis. Yeah. Plain and simple, the deck does what it wants. Then you do have this very interesting with Cannondramon. Cannondramon, there was one list with Dinox that used Ukus, Louis, and then basically Koromon, Gasamon, Solarmon as kind of like the bottom end. And then basically the champion line and ultimate were just 1 cost evolves up. So it's not a bad concept. I don't think it's going to do anything competitively. But Dinox is all turns while your opponent has 1 or more memory. You can't play Digimon with DP less than or equal to this. With DP 6,000 or less, and this Digimon gets plus 4,000. You know, it's not terrible. It's a possibility. Dinox does shut down a little bit of combos. Then you have Cannondramon that says, end of turn, if your opponent has 4 or more memory, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. And if opponent's turn, if you have 4 less memory, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So there's a little control gimmick, super climb. With Louis and Ukumon, it just makes the combo just be a little bit. Will it do anything at locals? Probably not, but it would just throw people off if you're just trying to just run jank. Then we do have Gamon because the LM support is in the set. You're going to have use of Apocalymon, so you want to use Seriousmon and comboing with, you know, the Regulusmon Ace. So you have a lot of potential. Heroes are going to be vital. Anything that's Gamon you want to pick up just because they all give that inheritable bonus. They all gain their, you know, evade, piercing, blocker, retaliation, blitz. You know, all these keywords kind of just stack underneath this thing. And then you just kind of go into Apocalymon with Artoriasmon. Let me grab it. I forgot him. But I can't believe I forgot Artorias. But yeah. With all this combinations, you have a lot of potential, so I think it's good to pick up. Now let's get into Garurumon. Garurumon has kind of 2 things that's going to happen here. One, it's going to get hit in March. So I'm going to just talk about make sure you know that you will be picking up 1 copy of Guman X Antibody from EX05 and Gabumon X Antibody from EX05. The rest you can just pick up at full playsets. What you're going to compensate with that is using Guman X Antibody here, plus Gabumon X Antibody. So that's just going to be combinations. Things you want to keep an eye out on is that you want this Garurumon plus this promo Gabumon that basically searches the top for adds a tamer and adds a Gabu. But you're looking for tamers because you're going to play Matt down, and then you come with combination of being able to, with Garurumon being able to play Matt Ishida. So just stuff like that. The Garurumon deck is going to OTK for a good while. It should keep tempo and speed. Merciful mode, if purple decks are still really good. Early on in the format, it's going to be important that you have it in a lot of the lists that you can do it if you're not playing Apocalymon. So just stuff like this is really important to take into account. But you're just going to OTK with anything that's Garurumon. This promo is not as needed because the combination with the Matt and Gabumon is what you really want to do. But all in all, really solid here. Anything that's Matt Ishida related, you want to pick up. Cool Boy as well, because you are an X Antibody deck. Then we do have the Plesionomon X Antibody list. This one's a little more tougher to build around. It's kind of just splashing in hybrid support with like Tommy and Joe's and stuff like that, just to strip away sources and then being able to bounce and get them off the board is kind of what your game plan here is, which isn't terrible. It could be a lot worse, but I mean, it is a functional strategy. Not many, I don't think there was even a top of Plesionomon X, so I'm sorry to say that. Then we have Jellymon. Amphiamon and Jellymon combination is really powerful. You want to have all the Koshiros, get them as soon as possible. Zudamon Ace plus Ikakumon plus Gomamon are just very good because you are going to be stripping sources anyway from your opponent's Digimon. So you want to just combo that in nicely because the Amphiamon likes it. For you may trash 2 blue cards in hand for each one. Trash any card under your opponent's Digimon or Tamer, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolutions to the bottom of the deck. Then Amphimon Ace is when Digivolving, you may trash up to 4 blue cards in your hand. For each card trashed by this effect, trash 1 card from under your opponent's Digimon or Tamer, then return one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamer with no cards under it to its owner's hand. When attacking by returning 3 cards with Jellymon in its text from trash, the bottom deck, this Digimon gets security +1. So it does take a hit because without Bukamon, your Amphimon can die more often because you don't have the guaranteed jamming. So you just have to play a little bit differently. But all in all, really solid here. Then we do have Yellow. Yellow Vaccine definitely got Angelwomon Ace, which plays the deck a little bit differently. You want to splash in like Venusmon, Serapha, because they help out with the game strategy. But Angelwomon will basically recover you, take things, trash things off the top, which will lead to playing Gatomons for free, which will gain you memory whenever a security is removed. So all the fun jazz there. You have like Pata, Angemon, Magna, Angemon Ace. These are basically your main ultimates plus Rise Greymon here that plays the Tamer for free, which will be your Karis and TKs and the new Kari. So Emissary of Hope, and then, you know, Merciful Mode just for the early events, just because you need to get rid of Apocalymon as soon as possible. So just stuff like this really does help out, and like Pillowmon to prevent things from being played by effects. Then we have Rosemon Bloomlord combination. So you want the card from the LMM set that's in here as well, just because it just splashes and it's a really powerful card. But Palmon X Antibody was the whole line got in the set, so if you want to go Palmon line or just a little bit of splash and use the Palmon bottom end and then go into a normal Bloomlord build, you are more than welcome. Agitaramon, Cherrymon, as you know, Agitar will spit a body out. Cherrymon helps keep protection and redirecting. Hydramon's just a pain and a threat to deal with. Quantumon, because you spit out Quartzmon, you spit out enough bodies. Quantumon you want because of this is Green's newest boss Digimon. But, you know, Bloomlord's going to pierce through and do some stuff. You know, you could do Rosemon build. There's no real wrong way of building Green this set. Then we have Insectoids, which is Hercules Kabuterimon. The new one is start of your main phase. When Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. One of your Digimon gains piercing for the turn. All turns while this Digimon is suspended. affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon. So you're going to combo it in with like Shivamon, Mega Kabuterimon to help when it deletes an opponent's Digimon and survives, gain a memory. You know, Okuamon X antibody just as an option for, you know, just in generalization, because when the Digimon would digivolve into an Insectoid and its traits, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So, for these, 4 costs becomes a 3 cost. And then you have like Chaosmon just as an option because he unsuspends and attacks one of your opponent's Digimon. This effect allows you to attack unsuspended. It helps remove threats. Quartzmon just being Quartzmon. But you want to have the promo Akuamon for this list because one of your opponent's Digimon Tamara can unsuspend until the end of opponent's next turn, locks your things down. Rhino Kabuterimon is just a decent tick option. Kuamon, Tentomon, Kabuterimon, just 1 cost evolve shenanigans. It's all possibilities, and Shivamon just because it shuts down options. So yeah, that's just a possibility because Hercules won't lose by Digimon effects in generalization, and this will stop options in general. So let's get into Durabi. Durabi, if it's name and Goramon, you're grabbing it. And basically that goes to Lemort. You grab every Lemort, and Durabi is Durabi. So this is a fun deck. You want Rulies, of course, but it's just a fun deck. It is not going to top in any locals. So expect it to be dirt cheap. Then we have Digi Police. So anything that was from the last set that is, you know, Digi Police related. So the Susky, DCT Bomb, Big Gagemon, Cargo Dramon, High Commandra, Commandramon, and Numamon are all vital pieces that you want to have in your list, especially Mishi. So with Oryumon, because it's Digi Police, it combos very nicely, all the pieces there. So things you want to splash in are like Dark Dramon and Quartzmon and Death X, because they help out. You have like Chikurimon to slow down on play shenanigans that are similar to Death X. I'm looking at you, Apocalymon. So, and then Doru and Chumon. So, all very much beneficial, even with just having the Commandramons in the list, because you are playing the new Ryudamon line. It's not terrible to have them in there, but they do things. So, just got to tweak the ratios for yourself, but really solid. Then we do have the Numamon deck. Numamon, really interestingly, is actually doing well in all formats. So, you know, you have Sunamon, Pagumon. Sunamon just helps you draw when one of your other Digimon digivolves, so that's very easy. You have like Mumsei, the new Mumsei with the Mumsei on X antibody is just really powerful. So when digivolving, if you have a card with Mumsei in his name or X antibodies digivolving, you may play 1 Numamon or 1 level 3 card from your hand without paying its cost. All turns when another one of your Digimon is played, for each of your Digimon, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2 until the end of turn. So that's really solid there. You know, you combo in like with Rune Mode to blanket effect. Louis is in here just to help promote and speed yourself up. Same thing with the Uka. Venusmon just to slow down your opponent from killing you with their effects of when attacking and when digivolving. And then you do have like Platinum Nume and Shin Mumsei. So all in all, very much powerful things. And you have like Chumon and Chikuris. So Genrymon plus, you know, all the Numas are really powerful. And you have like Mumseis for days. So I think there's a lot of potential with this. And we'll see if it continues to be really good or they hit it. Then we do have the introduction of Omekamon or Omekimon. So Omeki or Omeka is basically wants to digicross with Agumon and Greymon or Gabumon and Garurumon. You know, one of the Agumon or Greymon, and then digicross for Gabumon and Garurumon. So this lets you speed up the techs because you needed that way of being able to do your shenanigans, because it's going to do on play. If it's your turn, one of your other Digimon may digivolve into a black Digimon with Greymon or Garurumon is name from your hand, with a digivolution cost reduced by 2. So this gave you a solid champion to work with. And then you can climb up naturally, because if you had the ultimates and you were choking on the champions, at least Omeka can help you fix that. But, you know, Ultra S is going to just a climbing stack deck. It's what it is. You're just not going to change much of it. So anything that was in EX4, you want to pick up that is related to the Agumon and Garurumon Ultra S deck. Then you have Mugan. Mugan is just whatever level 5 you find beneficial. You want a blocker inheritable, you want a reboot inheritable, you want to be able to pop things, you want to have security +1s, you want to have blockers, you want to be able to swing into things, and then pop any tamers, then trash anything without having to worry about much. Metal Greymon for power boost, security +1s in Volcano, Mega Dramon, and Metal Greymon. So stuff's all here. You know, you have Machine Dramon combo is basically when he's popped, you can go from there. What's really nice is the Mega Dramon and Giga Dramon both are going to combo nicely in this list. Giga will pop your Machine Dramon at the end phase, and hopefully you can hard play Mugan. You know, your Bt-15 machine will play the EX1, and then you'll just combo off from there. You know, all the potentials here is all there. So I think this has a lot of good going for you. Then we do have Lugon. Lugon is Lugon. You're gonna got a new card in the shape of a rookie that says when attacked by trash one card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's 3000 DP. If you have a tamer with SOC in his Digi Evolution, draw a card. If your opponent has one or more memory, gain a memory as it's inheritable. So just all potential. You have Louis, you have Analog Youth, Elijah. You know, X Antibody Protoform actually helps this deck out because it is an X Antibody deck. So you can just Digivolve for free or in reduced cost situations. So there's a lot of potential. I mean, hey, it's whatever you want to build, but Fenry definitely came majority from the Bt-14. So Bt-15, you're just adding 2 cards. Then you have like Chimera and Black Gato that you're going to definitely need. Louis and Ukamon are very vital as well. Then we have Myotismon. Vena's Myotismon is introduced in this deck. On play, when Digivolving, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. Then you have like Mallow Myotismon that you want to use. On play, if there are 5 more cards with Myotismon in their name and trash, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, then trash the card part of your opponent's security stack. And then when you're Digivolving, trash the top 5 cards of your deck. Then if a card with Myotismon is in your name and trash, gain a memory. So it just becomes a 3-cost evolve. But you have like Aquamon, why did it say Mon? This man here, you know, Yukio, Okuamon, Okawa. Just this tamer here. All turns when one of your Digimon with Myotismon and his name is deleted by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. And if opponent's turn, if this tamer is suspended, you may delete this tamer to play 1 Mal from your trash without paying its memory cost. So it just has a lot of potential. You want like Raremon to help mill, Gobblemon to gain memory, Dracmon to be able to grab pieces, and you know, Myotismon is Myotismon. So all in all, the deck has potential. Will it top anything? Probably not. Then we have Levimon. Levimon, Gabumon, Gazi, Psychmon. You're definitely going to want these. You know, are very vital. Gabumon, Garurumon X Antibody and Gabumon X Antibody are good until March, so you're going to use those in the list. And then they just become one of, and then you just remove that package and just go with the Noctomon, Dragomon kind of line. You use like... I forgot a card. Excuse me. What card did I forget? It's in this one. Which is funny because I should not forget this card. Psychomon. So there's a lot of potential you can go with the list because Levimon X Antibody plus its option helps clear any board state. And then basically, you know, Levimon will help remove at least 2 with Biting Crush on the field for free play. So there's a lot of potential on what goes on, with, especially with Dragomon being able to slam a piece down and set yourself up. So all in all, really solid. And then finally, we will talk about Apocalymon. So this card here is basically getting smacked to oblivion. It's now restricted to 1 in March, but you get at least a full month of being, well, at least 2 weeks of being able to do something with the stack. So full power is a thing until March 1st. Just a friendly reminder, but this thing is just scary because it mills your opponent by putting an on play underneath, and then if you slam down 2, you basically clear out your opponent's existence. But Gabumon Engine is Gabumon Engine. We talked about this earlier. You know, you can use the Gizmon package as well as an option for draw. Most people take those out anyway. You have like Gazis and Fosco and Psychmon and Gabus. You know, Ukumon, because Ukumon's actually scary in this list. You know, there's another option for the list if you guys are looking to actually play the deck once the Garurumons kind of just disappear and go down. I know Balfamon, Sleep, and Rage was used a combination because Balfamon's lets you basically give it isn't affected by your opponent's effects for a basically full rotation. And, you know, on play when Digivolving until it's back to your turn. So it's scary. So this Digimon can't attack. So it's all potentials. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And then you have like Rage Mode. It's just to help speed up everything, get your milling faster. It's not consistent enough with the Balfamon Sleep Mode engine inside, but that's just what you want to do. Another option is Big Omni. So you basically play the Omni Alter Bees, Omnimon Zort Defeat, and Merciful Mode and X Antibody. Just combos in with Apocalymon and doing its thing. You know, Searcher and Reaper as an option just to help draw cards, and then Deathclaw plus Analog Youth. Just all in all, good stuff you want to have. So, guys, hopefully this gives you a good idea of what you should be kind of thinking about picking up for the next set. So, guys, let me know down in the comments what old cards are you thinking of building in this set. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!